basics of what we have to study in the this particular course, computer network and protocol. Okay, what is data? What is network? Okay, what are the purpose of network that we have discussed? Then this point, what we have discussed is tasks of the communication. Okay, so transmission system utilization, interfacing, signal generation, synchronization, exchange management, error detection and correction, flow control, addressing, routing, data recovery, message formatting, protection, and entire system management. Okay. So each and every point, entire course we have to discuss in detail. Currently, these are the different tasks or these are the things happening at the back end of any data exchange. Okay, so data is going from station 1 to station 2. So any kind of file you can transfer from station 1 to station 2. That file gets converted to bits, or we can call it as a signal, and that signal transferred over the carrier, and at the other end the signal again converted to required format of the data. So many things are happening at the back end, and for that these are the different communication tasks what we have discussed. Okay. So importantly, synchronization, where the protocol comes into the picture, error detection correction, again protocol comes into the picture, flow control, protocol comes into the picture, and addressing. So many things are there which are related with this. Then we have discussed regarding the transmission impairments. Okay, impairments in the sense what are the drawbacks of the transmission medium? Because if I say what medium you are using it for the communication, medium is just interface between the two devices. Okay, so either it is wired or wireless. Okay, either it is wired or wireless. I think in the DCOM we have discussed if at all wired, I have option that copper connection and fiber connection. Okay, in the copper again I have option of two things. One is called as coaxial cable, one is called as twisted pair cable. Coaxial is what you are using it for the CRO probe or other, one conductor and insulated with other part. And twisted pair is copper pairs are twisted. Again, why twisting, that we have also discussed, because it is just used for the cancellation of noise. Okay, because when I say parallel wires, just to check whether I can share whiteboard. Oh, not it is using different color. I think contents are not visible to you. Now share whiteboard I will do. So three impairments basically we have discussed. One is attenuation, that is only because of resistance offered by the medium, because typically we are using copper as a medium. So formula for this is R is equal to rho L by A. So if I go on increasing the length, resistance go on increasing, and that decreases to the current. So what are the signal at the source end may not be the same signal at the receiving end because of resistance offer. So remedy for this is put the amplifier in between. So all the devices in the network what you are using, that is hub, switch, router, repeater, many devices you have heard the names. We'll see exact functionality of these devices later. But any device you are using is one block is amplifier, whereas what is required is regaining of the signal. because what signal at the transmitting end, same signal must be received. But because of this attenuation problem, signal will get attenuated, and regaining of the signal is possible with the amplifier. So all these devices, one block is amplified. Okay. Again, there is certain rules where to put it, what should be the gain of that. Okay, all these things are there because when I'm using the copper, the maximum length I can extend is the 100 meter, or in some cases, if at all it is Cat 6, 150 meters. Okay, if I'm extending beyond that, I need at least one device, which is switch, hub, or repeater. Means that will regain the signal for the further. So I can extend that using this kind of devices. But at a stretch, I can use the length which is typically 100 meter or 150 meter. Again, in the normal coaxial, that limit is also less. If I'm using Cat 5, it is 100 meter. If I'm using Cat 6, it is 150. If I look at the cable Cat 5 and Cat 6, they are looking same, but still, which is the parameter give you flexibility to increase in the length? Anybody? Anybody can raise the hand, or I can make unmute to somebody. Amogha? Because you know the typical formula R rho L by A. Okay, R rho L by A. And I'm using Cat 5 and Cat 6 cable. So if I'm using Cat 5, I can extend up to the 100 meter. If I'm using Cat 6, I'm extending up to 150 meter. So which parameter lead that I can increase the length for more than 100 meter? If I look at the cable, they are looking same. If you go in the market and ask for the twisted pair, he will ask Cat 5 or Cat 6, and he can give you both the cables. So looking at the cable, you cannot see much difference because there are 8 wires, 4 twisted pairs, everything is same. But still, area, yes. Vaidehi. Okay, good. Means by increasing the area, I can go up to the max, because R rho L by area is thickness. So if you keenly look at the cables, Cat 6 cable is thicker than Cat 5. So when I go for this particular, thickness increases means copper content increases, and copper content increases means cost increases. So if you go in the market and ask for the Cat 5 cable, it is costing you 10 rupees per meter typically, and if you go for the Cat 6 cable, it is costing you 14 rupees per meter. So difference is this thickness, and as because of this thickness, resistance offered is less, and you can extend that cable up to the more length than Cat 5. Okay, this is the typical answer. So attenuation can be overcome by the amplifier. Then noise is typically many sources of noise. I think you have studied white noise, Gaussian noise, many noises are there, but that typically added in the signal. So you don't want noisy signal. What you want is signal as it is. So you can use filters for removing the noise. So second block in all the devices is filter. Okay, second block in all the devices is filter. Third is delay. And this delay, what yesterday we have discussed is, all the signals what you are transferring are not fundamental frequency signal. They are composite signal. Means the signal comprises of different frequencies. Some low frequency, some high frequency, some medium frequency. Okay, and entire signal is composition of that. So whenever it is carried by the carrier, okay, because of this bandwidth problem, there may be delay. Okay, and that delay causes distortion in the signal. That delay causes distortion in the signal. That's why the next formula, what you can see is channel capacity. Okay, channel capacity. Whereas you need to have bandwidth of the channel into account. Okay, so if I select the proper bandwidth, that problem of delay may go wrong, because bandwidth of the signal and bandwidth of the channel you need to have taken into account, and as per that you have to select typical channel. Okay, so but if at all bandwidth difference is there, there may be problem of delay, and that delay causes the distortion in the signal. But when you are using, why this fiber becomes popular, only because these drawbacks which are in the copper are not there in the fiber, because in the fiber they are using light as a medium. That's why there is no question of attenuation and noise. And as you look at the speed of the light, bandwidth is also very high. So you can take up to the 1 Gbps or 10 Gbps bandwidth. Okay, but in the copper you can expect maximum up to 1 Gbps. Okay, typical copper wires are available with the bandwidth 100 Mbps, but nowadays the Cat6 cable, which you can go up to the 1 Gbps bandwidth, but not more than that. But if you look at the fiber, so when you want to cover the larger area, when you want to put the cable, if you take the example of college, when you want to put the cable from this CCF to the TPO office, the distance is more than 200 meter. So you cannot use simple copper there. You have to go with the fiber. So that's why this is the design criteria. When you want to design the network, looking at the spread of the network, transmission media selection should be there, because that makes the network, what we call it, as a properly functioning. Otherwise, when you are using copper, you can extend up to the 100 meter only. Then you have to put again switch or repeater or router, whatever device in between, and then go for expansion, go for extension. But at a stretch cable, if I want to extend more than 150 meter, I have to select the fiber. Okay. Previously, the fiber was very costly affair, but today the cost of the fiber is not very much high. But still, the interfaces are costly. That's why your desktop or your laptop don't have the fiber interface. Only the server kind of devices or the high-end switches are having the fiber interfaces. Okay, otherwise endpoint is just copper. Okay, where you are using the RJ45 connector or BNC connector, which are typically copper connectors. That we'll see later when we discuss the designing of the network. But still, one of the criteria is how to select the transmission media. How to select the transmission media as per the required bandwidth, as per the required spread. You need to have look at the transmission media, and there should be proper selection of the transmission media for designing of this network. Then many other formulas what you have studied, will not go in the detail with this particular online, but still one formula is regarding the channel capacity, other formula is regarding the bandwidth, other formula is regarding the noise calculation. But still, channel capacity is bandwidth to the log of 2 to 1 plus S by N. Again, this is interesting phenomena where SNR, signal to noise ratio. Okay, so whenever signal to noise ratio is less, means signal is bad. If signal to noise ratio is very high, signal is good. Okay, that is again another criteria. So ideal signal to noise ratio is infinity. That means noise contents are zero, signal is as it is. So S by N becomes infinite. Okay, that's why when you're defining anything in this particular communication, they are more focus on SNR, signal to noise ratio. We'll solve more problems later on, but this is one of the criteria for selection of typical channel, where you need to calculate what is the capacity of the channel for what particular bandwidth. Again, in the DCOM, we have studied regarding the noise differently, but we'll solve many problems later on. Now you cannot send the data as it is. Okay, you need to have encoding of data. Okay, so different, what we call it, concepts are there. When data is digital and signals are digital, what you are using is NRZ, no return to zero, RZ, return to zero, biphase, delay modulation, multi-channel binary. These are the different encoding methods for digital data to digital signal. Okay, most of the cases, data is digital, but signal is analog. Okay, in that case, ASK, FSK, PSK. I think you have carried out the practical also for this. So most of these devices are using ASK, amplitude shift keying, FSK, frequency shift keying, PSK, phase shift keying, because your channel is analog, so your signal is analog and your data is digital. So all these techniques are used typically in the modem. Then when data is analog and signal is digital, in that case, pulse code modulation, DPCM, DM, all these things are used. Okay, if analog data and analog signal, that all you have studied in the analog communication, that is baseband, AM, FM, PM, amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, phase modulation. So for encoding data, for conversion of data, again, all of you know why modulation is essentially required. Okay, anybody put in the chat box, why modulation? I think this was a question in the last year also in the MSc. Why signal cannot be sent or as it is over the longer distance? Unnecessary, I am adding another signal and making that signal complicated and sending that signal over the channel at the receiving end, again removing the that signal and taking the original signal back. Okay, but still it is essentially required for communication. Okay, it is essentially required for communication. Okay, but these are the different data encoding techniques. We'll focus on this, which are typically ASK, FSK, and PSK. Okay, practical also you have carried out. Okay, but most of the channels are analog and your entire data is digital. Okay, your entire data is digital. Then as far as network idea is concerned, it is classified into the different, what we call it as the names or forms. Okay, all these names you have heard, that is local area network, LAN. Whenever network is within the organization, we call it as a LAN network, local area network. It is completely autonomous. Administrator is there and full control is with the administrator. Then wide area network, if different LANs are connected, we call it as a WAN, and metropolitan area network, MAN. Okay, so again these networks are connected. But that classification based on this. Okay, if data flow is of machine is within the system, if at all it is 10 meter above, we call it as a LAN. If at all it is up to the 100 kilometer, we call it as a MAN. If at all it is more than that, we call it as a WAN. Okay, this is just for idea. It's not typically like this. Okay, because when I'm accessing the network outside the autonomous network, we call it as an internet and we call it as a WAN network. But still, looking at the area-wise coverage, you can have this particular idea. Less coverage of area, we call it as a LAN, because same devices are interconnected and for these machines are connected. In some cases, MAN, where two different networks get connected, and WAN is complete entire network where all the devices are there which gets connected. Now this yesterday we have discussed. On the basis of connection, there are two types of network. One is called as point-to-point network. Or signal get lost during the. On the basis of connection, I can classify the network into point-to-point network when devices are connected and broadcast network. Okay, where one is transmitter, many receivers are there, we call it as a broadcast network. Because further we need to discuss the topology. The topology is the manner in which devices are connected. Okay, and there whether the topology is point-to-point topology or whether the topology is point to multi-point or what we call it as a broadcast topology. Because on that basis the protocol changes. On that basis the protocol changes. So all these are interlinked. Okay, all these are interlinked. So very basic is the communication is either point-to-point network or broadcast network. Okay. On the basis of switching, what we call it is a transfer of data. There is no case that two devices are directly connected. Okay, two devices are connected because if I want to connect this machine to the Mumbai machine, I cannot have direct line. In between many things, many devices are coming. Okay, and how the data transfer takes place, for that different switched communication networks are there. Okay, first very basic is circuit switched network. Okay, circuit switching is what you are using in the telephone network. Is typically circuit switching network. Okay, it's typically circuit switching network. Again, two devices which have changed the entire communication in the last course also we have discussed. These are the mux and demux. Okay, because otherwise on one side there are four devices, on the other side there are four devices. If I want to connect point to all the devices, how many wires are required? Just put it in the chat box. On one side four devices, On the other side, 4 devices. Suppose like this one device, this another device, this third device, this fourth device. On this side also 4 devices are there. Now if I want to connect point to point, what is essentially required is I need wires. I need wires to connect this device. So from this there are 4 wires, from this there are 4 wires, from this another 4 wires. So how many cables? Yes, that many cables are required. But currently using MUX and DMUX concept, what we are using is single wire communication. On one side MUX is there, on the other side DMUX is there. So signal get consolidated, again distributed. So this MUX and DMUX have changed the entire communication scenario. Otherwise, all the telephone networks all the telephones which are there in the Sangli, from any phone I can dial any phone in the Kolhapur. This kind of situation is there. This is only possible because of this particular technology, which is MUX and DMUX. Between Sangli and Kolhapur, there are only 1 or 2 wires, but any telephone from this city can be connected to any other city. Okay, because of this particular effect. This is the interesting phenomena, and that's why these things are coming into picture. But still, circuit switching is connection oriented, whereas prior to communication, I need to establish the connection, then only communication is possible or start. We'll see details later, but one switching connection or one switching network is circuit switch network. Another is called as packet switch network, which is very much useful for the data communication, which is very much useful for this what course we are discussing. Everything is packet switch network. Third is called as message switch network. Okay, so we'll compare these three and we'll find out which is suitable for what and how these switching networks are functioning. But all the devices are not directly connected. In between, many devices are there. So there is a role of these intermediate devices to forward the data to the next station. So what exactly role they are following, how this entire network is functioning, we'll see. Then as far as broadcast communication networks are there is a packet radio network, there is a satellite network, there is a local. Okay, so what we are interested is in switching networks. Okay, we are very much interested in switching networks. I'll just share the screen, different screen, and then we'll see. Whiteboard is visible. Just put it in the chat box. Yes. Okay, if I draw some, I'll change the color. There are different nodes. This is source. Oh, this source and this destination. Okay, now for data transfer, what happens is from source it will go to this station, then it will go to this station, then it will come here. Okay, so this is called as path. This is called as data path because there is no direct connection between source and destination. There is another path is I cannot change the thickness. I will just check. Or another path is either data go by this way, and this way. Somehow it will reach to the destination. Okay, so this happens in the network. Okay, either data go by this way, either data go by this way, or data will come here and then it will follow this particular path. Then this will follow. Oh, now it is okay. Then this will follow this particular. Okay, so in the circuit switching, these things are happening. From the source, it will go to the station number 1, node number 1 to node number 2, and then destination, or node number 4 to destination. If I give the numbers to this particular node, this said node number 1, this said node number 1, this is node number 2, this is node number 3, this is node number 4, this is node number 5, this is node number 6. So for reaching to the destination from source node 1 to destination node 6, I can move by 1 to 2 to 3 to 6, 1 to 2 to 6, 1 to 4 to 5 to 6, 1 to 2 to 5 to 6. Many paths are there. Okay, like that data get transferred from source to destination. Okay, but say in the circuit switching, prior to communication, connection is established and then data transfer takes place. Okay, then data transfer takes place. Okay. In another cases, whereas packet and message switching, there is no need for prior data transfer, prior what we call it as connection establishment. Okay. We'll again go back to the slides. Again, go back to the slides. So circuit switching, packet switching, message switching we'll discuss in detail. Then another terminology which is there is called as topology. The topology term is the manner in which these devices are connected. Okay, you can see the different figures here. One figure, you can see there is a central device, and to the device all the stations are connected. Like this is switch, and for the switch, station 1, station 2, station 3, these devices are connected. This typical topology is called as star, and this is point-to-point network. Because whenever two stations are communicating, others two also can communicate. Okay, so this is typical point-to-point network. This star topology. Second figure, what you can see is the ring topology. Okay, second figure, what you can see is the ring topology. From here, message will go here, it will here go here, it will go here. So every station will come into the picture and then ring. Third is called as tree topology. The device which is connected to many devices. That device is further connected to many devices. That device is further connected to many devices. Okay. So basic topologies are star, bus, and ring. Okay. From that, different another topologies are different. Bus topologies. There is a common channel, and for this common channel, all the devices are connected. When this kind of scenario is there, we call it a bus topology because the channel is common. This is common channel, and for this station 1, station 2, station 3 are connected. So if at all station wants to communicate, he will send the data here, and that data is available to all. That means it is the broadcast scenario. It is a broadcast scenario. So star is point-to-point topology. Bus is broadcast topology. Ring are having two types. One, this is the ring. Another ring is one fiber ring is there. For that, different devices are connected. So it is same as bus topology, but instead of that, ring is formed. Instead of that, ring is formed, and devices are connected. Okay. So this again broadcast topology because common ring is there. Any station want to communicate, he will say put it on the ring, and that data is available to all. But this ring is point-to-point ring. This ring is point-to-point ring, and tree also point-to-point topology. So depending upon how the stations are connected, the topology changes. And when topology changes, the manner in which you are transferring the data, that is typically called as protocol changes. So this we need to discuss in detail. But the basic topologies are this. One is bus topology, which is broadcast topology. Common channel is there. For that, all the stations are connected. Second is star topology. There is central device. For that, all the stations are connected. So bus is broadcast topology. Star is point-to-point topology. Then further two rings are there. One is common ring. For that, all the devices are connected, or ring is formed from the devices. Last is tree, and some of the topologies are called as hybrid topology. This is mix and match. Okay. So if at all I'm connecting the devices in the different manner, for the T again further bus topology is connected, we call this kind of topology as a hybrid topology. Means if I connect this to the common channel, and then on that common channel if I connect the different devices, then this becomes the hybrid topology. There is no fixed topology, either broadcast or this, but mix of topologies are there. Mix of it is not recommended, never recommended, but still you can form this kind of topology. Okay, so bus topology, star topology, ring topology, and tree topology, hybrid topology. Okay, so simple definition of this is the way in which the devices are interconnected via the link. Okay, so in some cases common link is there, in some cases dedicated link is there. In which case you will get more bandwidth? Which topology gives more bandwidth? Harshal or Jagruti? Kaustub? Krishna? I need full bandwidth for communication. Misbah Sheikh, Niraj. When I want dedicated bandwidth, I need to use point-to-point topologies because in the broadcast, bandwidth get distributed, and this is the most problematic thing in the communication. That is, when you are using the wireless communication, there is no dedicated link. There is a shared link, and in that case, if number of stations are 2, I'm getting very good bandwidth. If number of stations increase to 10, I'm getting less bandwidth. That means bandwidth distribution or division takes place. Okay. So if at all I want all the stations in the network should communicate with the 100 Mbps, I need dedicated bandwidth for that. Means point to point link should be there. Then I should go for the star topology or the tree topology, this kind of thing. Okay. So the manner in which these devices are connected, so that from this point the protocol also changes. When I want to communicate on the bus, I need to have different methodology. When I need to communicate point to point, I need to have different methodology. So this topology is related with this. One is the bandwidth. Second is the manner in which I need to transfer the data, or the rules I need to follow for transferring the data. This is called as protocol. Okay. Up to this point, okay? Up to this point, okay? You can put it in the chat box. Okay, okay, no problem. I need to stop this annotate. So next figure, what you can see is the bus topology and ring topology. Okay, bus is this, where one common channel is there. To this, all the stations are connected, so that whenever this station want to send the data, it will available to all. Okay, so here address becomes significant. Okay, to whom I am sending the data. Otherwise, the data get transmitted here. Whenever ring topology is there, this is the typical common ring available, and all the stations are connected to that common ring. So if at all this station want to send the data to this station, it is via ring. It is via ring, and in between all the stations are there. Okay, so simple topology concept is clear. The manner in which these devices are connected, and because of this, the method changes. Because of this, the bandwidth changes. Any problem till this point? I will make somebody unmute so that we can speak. Yes. Or we'll move ahead for, yes, Vishakha. Vaidehi. What is the solution if main ring suddenly fails? Okay, there are different remedies for this particular ring and star. We'll discuss that later, which is typically called as FDDI, Fiber Distributed Data Network. Okay, when this kind of ring is taps are taken from that particular ring. Okay, there are points where bidirectional can be possible. So if ring fails at one particular point, where we can start data from the other direction, it is not typically unidirectional. Okay, it is not typically unidirectional. There are pros and cons for every topology. There are pros and cons for every topology. What we'll see in the next time is complete comparison of this topology. Okay, from the data transfer rate perspective, from the failure perspective, from the recovery perspective, how these networks can be compared. Okay, what are the different pros and cons of this particular network? Okay, so that is available in one particular sheet. So looking at that sheet, immediately you can understand which topology is typically possible or feasible for which particular scenario. In some cases, why typically only this topology is used. Okay, there are different aspects for this, but when you look at the comparative sheet for this, immediately you can understand why bus or why ring, why not star, or why only star topology is visible here. These kind of things are there. Okay, but if I look at the cable, if I'm laying down the star network, I need more cable length, whereas for the bus topology I need not have more cable length. Okay, these kind of things are there, but at the cost of what? In the star I am getting complete point to point connectivity. In the bus I am not getting any point to point connectivity. In the bus or ring topology, how bandwidth is distributed. Okay, so one is, if you want at a time only one station can communicate with the full bandwidth. If at all two stations, I need to distribute that. Okay, for this I think we'll move to one particular point. Then we'll stop here because that already we have discussed. That is multiplexing, time division multiplexing and frequency division multiplexing. That already. So if I divide the channel with the two stations can communicate simultaneously, I need to put the half bandwidth. I need to put the half bandwidth. It is not possible that both the stations can communicate with the full bandwidth. But if at all dedicated link is there, I can use the full bandwidth. I can use the full bandwidth. But two techniques can be used for multiplexing. One is FDM. FDM is horizontal distribution of the channel. If I'm using 1 gigahertz bandwidth, I can divide that bandwidth between 4. Simply we can say 25, 25, 25. Like that. 100 Mbps I can divide into 25, 25. But again, there are certain thumb rules, how much gap should be there and other part. But maximum bandwidth one station can get is the 25 if I'm using the FDM. In the TDM, what I'm putting the channel into vertical slots. That means at one particular slot, one station can communicate. There are two ways in that. One is called a synchronous TDM, another is called a statistical or asynchronous TDM. Okay. In the synchronous TDM, time wastage is there because fixed time slots are allocated to the station. Within that, only that station can send the data. But it is, if at one side there are 10 stations, or the other side there are 10 stations, and at one particular point only 3 stations are sending the data, other slot get wasted. Okay, for that another thing is there which is typically called as statistical TDM or asynchronous TDM. But in the synchronous, this is the drawback. Okay, so these are the different multiplexing technique. Already details you have studied previously. Okay, which is FDM and TDM, frequency division multiplexing and time division multiplexing. Okay, is that lecture at 11:15? Okay, then what we'll do, we'll stop here. Next time we'll start with the topology comparison, and then we'll move to the switchings, because these three switchings are very interesting, which are based for data transfer from one station to the other. I will check whether the simulations are available for that, then understanding becomes very easy. Okay, so that circuit switching, message switching, packet switching, comparison of this. Before that, what we will discuss is the topology comparison. Okay, thank you.